Hello, everyone. How is it going? Welcome to TCL Talks Weekend Update, Week 14, the last week of the regular season for Mega Bash. So much going on. Let's look into it. As I said, this is going to be an action-packed weekend. We're going to have T10 Elite Tournament that's going on, like about 5 or 6 games over the weekend, and the same thing about T10, but this time in the leather ball format in Church Street Park. So this is going to be a fantastic weekend, and the last week of regular season has a lot of games, exciting games. So we're going to also take a look at them as well. All right, so let's start with the Elite Tournament. We have 5 games, starting with Assassins versus King of Kings tonight at 7:45. They're going to have a back-to-back because they're also playing the Leatherball T10 Blast as well. And then we have Garudas versus CWC tomorrow, followed by Smashers and Raiders. And then Assassins are going to play another game on Sunday against the Thunderbolts, and then Courageous Ones versus Death Eaters. So it looks like Assassins are going to have an action-packed weekend for sure, because they have mapping with Red Rhinos, and they have another game as well tomorrow. So lots going on. And with regards to T10 Blast, as I said, they're going to play back-to-back with Samp Army to begin with, Assassins I mean, and then my team Triangle Bravehearts, owned by Chris, is going to start off their tournament with 11 warriors. So if you're not doing anything, I would recommend you guys to come out to either Shallows or Church Street to watch any one of these games. Hopefully both of them are going to be live telecasted, but let's see. And then followed by tomorrow, we're going to have Blaze versus Ultimate Emperors. Saturday has like 4 games, so it's going to be starting at 1:30, and then 3:30, 5:30, and then 7:30, and then Linky versus 11 Warriors at 3:30. Triangle Bravehearts again back to back against Tornadoes at 5:30 tomorrow, and then Stars playing their first game against Ultimate Emperors. So what's going on? As I was saying, this is going to be the final week of regular season. There's so much going on. Let's take a look at starting from Division 5. Division 5 has a lot of consequential games. Steelers playing the Mustangs, which affects the top 5, and then Only Friends playing the CTS Tech. This is going to decide who's going to be the #1 team in Division 5. So that's a big game on Sunday. And then Kings versus Sunrisers. This is going to decide if Kings are going to be at #2 or not. And then Rockstars versus Fresh Stars. So that's also going to decide whether the Fresh Stars team is going to make the final push towards playoffs. So lots going on in Division 5 as well. And then we have Karthik Sagar, who's currently tied with Sachin Tomar after 10 games at 316 runs. Let's see who's going to win the Best Batsman Award in Division 5. And then Harish Kumar, followed by Sitaram, who's from King of Kings. He's one of the best bowlers. We faced him, Gymkhana was a King of Kings. He's a fantastic bowler. So I hope he wins it. But let's see who else has like 3 maidens in Division 5. No one, as far as I know. So it's going to be a close matchup between Harish and Sitaraman in Division 5. And then Division 4 standings. White Walkers are easily sitting up top comfortably. Their game is going to be inconsequential. But Super Gillies, they want to be in that #2 position. So they still have to see if they want to bring their best foot forward, or just give them a win for Super Gillies. I don't think they're going to play like that. But anyways, and then we have Origin Hunters versus Greenville Rockers. Pretty important for #4 team, Greenville Rockers. And then Origin Hunters, this is your last push. If you win or not, I don't think you're going to make it. I think the Division 4 standings are like frozen. All that matters is who lands where, because just 1 point differentiates between the second and the 5th team. So it's going to be important to see who's going to finish 2 versus in 2nd and 3rd position. That's why we have Raging Bulls and Dominators in there as well. With a win, potentially Dominators could end up in #3 position as well. Let's see. Division 4 statistics says that Sudandran Selvaraj, he's the only guy who's in the 400 club this year. So congrats to Sudandran. I don't think there is anyone who's going to be even close. Mohan Raj maybe, but I don't see him hitting 80 runs in the last game and you going duck out or whatever, right? And then we have Amit Dave and Rajneesh Srivastava for the top bowlers. This last game is going to decide who's going to end up, but Amit clearly has the edge over there. Division 3, oh my God, the fall of the Conquerors, the mighty Conquerors. They are now sitting at #5, and they have a super important game against the Vikings. If they win that game, not only would they finish at 15 and make Division 2, if they lose and if things go bad, they can actually end up being in Division 3. That's how critical Division 3 matchups are going to be. So Vikings can win out and they just can be number 2. And then we have Wilson versus Garudas. So if Garudas win and Mutants win, and Conquerors lose, then basically if Wilson wins and Carolina Islanders win, basically Garudas and Mutants lose, Conquerors are out of playoffs, even without any other option. No, they control their own destiny. As long as they win, I think they're good. But it's going to be pretty critical matchup. They can decide whether to stay in the division or move up the division and make the playoffs, or just make the playoffs. So all these possibilities are possible for any of the two teams, which is Garudas and Conquerors. And then Shiva overtook Gajendra. So they are separated by like 14 runs. So it's going to be interesting to see how Gaja is going to play in the Mutants game. Is he going to be careful to get that number one batting position and then go after the runs? Or I don't know how he's going to do. But let's see how that works out. And then, as I was saying, Govindarajan is not too far behind. It's a pretty good game for Vikings as well. So it's going to be an interesting matchups for Division 3 as well. And then Varchasvi from last week is still holding that position. I think he's going to continue holding that position as well. Pretty big matchups for Division 2. Bol Bachchan clearly are sitting comfortably up top, but Kerry Cricketers can win. They have nice run rate. So does Tridents as well. So Tridents and Kerry Cricketers, who still have matchups, if either one of those teams wins, then they're going to oust Bol Bachchan from the number one position, and then they can get that coveted number one position and not worry about facing the strong team of Kerry or Bol Bachchan basically. So yeah, Power Rangers, you have to beat out United, the bottommost team, to continue staying in the playoff run. And then we have Unicorn versus Kerry Cricketers. This is going to decide who's going to be number 3. And then Gully Boys versus Brave Wings. Crazy things have happened. Brave Wings can win this game and Power Rangers can lose, and then they can somehow end up in the playoffs. So yeah, anything can happen there as well. Prabhu is the number one batsman from Lemurians, scoring 263 runs. Right behind him is Santosh and Kirti from Tridents and Bol Bachchan. Hemant Gudavalli and Raj Mohan pretty close for that number one bowler in Division 2. Let's see how that pans out. And Division 1, we have fantastic matchups. If Vikings versus Conquerors is very important game, so is Fast Rangers versus Stallions. They are right now sitting at 4 and 5. The odds of those two teams both the teams making the playoffs is pretty slim, because Zen Stars is right behind them playing the winless NC Knights. But we have seen 12th Man and Kryptonians being winless for a couple of weeks ago, and then they won 2 straight games. So anything can happen. So I feel like Zen Stars is definitely going to win and actually make the playoffs, because they have better run rate than Fast Rangers, as long as they have decent run rate. And then either one of the and Fast Rangers and Stallions don't end up in a tie, I believe that their Zen Stars is mostly going to make the playoffs. Top 3 positions are kind of sealed right now. All right, let's take a look. If you remember the standings from last week, we remember Hunters being up top. But this week we saw that Death Eaters faced Hunters, and Sita from Death Eaters is now the number 1 batsman. We know he's one of the most unselfish players, so he's not going to play for being the number 1 cricketer. He's going to play he's going to do what's best for the team. But if I have to say that there is one wicket that's very, very difficult to get in all of TCL HD, that's going to be Anand Kalukuri who's sitting at number 4 position, like 8 runs behind Sita. So they kind of bat number 3, number 4. That's what ended up happening, and they ended up having like 50-run partnership. So I'm really, really interested to see Death Eaters game against one of those teams. I think it's the Avengers team. I'm really keen in seeing how much Sita scores versus how much Anand scores. If I'm a betting man, I don't know. It's very difficult. I want to bet on Anand to win the best batsman, because of how difficult it is to get his wicket. Let's see how that works out. Vamsi is still sitting at number 1 with 20 wickets. But Sudhir Chintapalli from Stallions can also win out. So I don't know whether Vamsi is available for Death Eaters. I know Bhakia is going to do well for Zen Stars. Oh, what a great fielder. We saw him play for Gymkhana last week, and he was fantastic on the field. So anything can happen. I think all these positions can change. We're going to do another overview next week. But what a fantastic week ahead. I'm really looking forward for it. I'm actually going to close this out and head towards Church Street to play my game. Playing for Brave Arts. I'll see you guys at Church Street or Shiloh Park, and then maybe in open bottle after that. All right. Thanks, folks. See you guys in the evening. Bye.